Everyone. My name is Harjot Singh, and today I would like to talk about an important problem that is hindering India's economic growth: slow industrial growth in India. Although the manufacturing sector is a key driver of our GDP, its growth has been very slow in the last few years. To place things in perspective, India's industrial production increased by 5% year on year in January 2025, after a revised 3.5% increase in December 2024. Although this shows some growth, it is not enough to spur our economy's growth in the way that strong expansion would. Historically, India's industry has been plagued by many challenges. After independence, the emphasis was on self reliance, and this led to a highly regulated and protected industrial setup. Although this policy was intended to develop domestic capabilities, it also created inefficiencies and a lack of competitiveness on the international front. Now let's talk about challenges contributing to slow growth. Several factors are responsible for the present sluggishness. First, inadequate infrastructure. Ineffective transport networks and unstable power supply hamper smooth production and supply. Manufacturing is very sensitive to the quality of infrastructure, and shortcomings in this regard have hurt this sector. Second, regulatory hurdles. Complicated regulations and administrative red tape discourage investments and put off project initiation. Frequent policy changes in taxation and uncertainty about policy contribute further to the issue. Third, skill gaps. There exists a disparity between industry needs and the skills that the workers already have. The gap results in reduced productivity and impacts the quality of production. Fourth, high input cost. The prices of factors such as high electricity tariffs and costly raw materials contribute to higher cost of production, making Indian products less competitive on the international market. Fifth, dependence on imports. Over reliance on imported technology and machinery suppresses local innovation and enhances exposure to supply chain breakdowns from around the world. To resolve these issues, one needs a multifaceted strategy. First, infrastructure development. Improve the transport infrastructure, ensure a sound power supply, and enhancing logistics to make industrial processes smoother. Second, regulatory reforms. Streamline procedures, maintain policy consistency, and make the environment more conducive to business in order to induce domestic and foreign investments. Third, skill development. Integrate educational curricula with industry requirements, enhance vocational training, and form partnerships between industry and educational institutes to improve workforce competencies. Fourth, cost reduction strategies. Implement policies to curb input costs, for example, subsidizing the use of electricity for industries and securing improved terms for raw material imports. Fifth, encouraging domestic innovation. Develop research and development, encourage startup companies working in manufacturing technologies, and offer incentives for firms that invest in domestic innovations. Now, obstacles to implementation. Even though these initiatives are necessary, there are various obstacles that could slow down implementation. Political and bureaucratic resistance. Vested interests can make deep rooted systems resist change. Financial constraints. Reforms and large scale infrastructure projects involve huge funding, which may strain public finances. Global competition. Competing with established manufacturing giants like China requires not just policy changes but also a shift in global perception and trade relationships. In conclusion, it is essential to revive India's industrial sector for long term economic growth and job creation. Although the challenges are significant, with careful planning, dedicated implementation, and joint efforts by governments, industry, and academia, we can overcome these challenges and make India a manufacturing hub of the world.